mean, so far, if you guys just start on the daily candles right now, I guess you guys will be able to see it. I mean, last Friday we did make a higher high, but we did not make a lower low. So in terms of day-to-day candles, right? I would say that's bullish, but really, when you look at the body of the candles and everything, my key point is breaking that 43.50 to 43.55 range. And if you guys just zoom in a little bit, this is the range where, you have to successfully auction here for me to kind of turn somewhat bullish, right? I would say this zone here is, for me, is a no trade zone unless you're taking a stab short. And you have a case tonight to take a stab short. Delta's negative 1600 on the opening candle at 6 o'clock. So, a lot of people are bullish because of that we had candles here. But these candles are, when you think about perspective of a candle, these are not bullish or bearish. People were excited about this candle here, and rightfully so. I mean, when you look at this on daily, it's just a hammer candle. The volume is picking up. Then if you look at the weekly candle here, I don't know. The body of this candle is not, to me, a full reversal, but it has potential. And right now it's printing a bullish Harami candle. So let's see how we work. But, I'm not bullish till we're able to successfully go over 56. If we're able to crack that, then we can potentially, go all the way to September value area low, because I would say that's the key point right now when you look at the, all of the balances that we had. So this is your monthly time frame. I'll just zoom out a little bit. So look at the monthly time frames here for a second, right? So this is your June value area low, kind of that's where we are. This is your September, and there was a pretty good balance, right? Not nearly as much. Do you guys remember September of 22, anyone? This should be, where is it? Yeah, look at the September last time, right? I mean, it was pretty significant, right? So you're talking about 560 points in last September. I think this one's maybe 300, if even. Let's see. Well, 286 or so. So it's not, it's not something that it's like, oh my God, this is a bad month. But if they reclaim the September value area low, then we know they can potentially run it all the way to this June POC, and most of you guys should have it there as well. It's right around 417. I had it at 16 and a half last time, so let's see what happens, right? And then you have this cluster here, right? So if you guys remember last time we had this POC here, but there's this huge volume node as well. So if they're able to successfully auction inside, 43.77, they have the first standard deviation at 43.90. I would pay attention to this level here. If they crack 43.90, then you have what, like almost 20, 30 points. It's most likely going to go to this. That's going to be the magnet. So what you want to see is you want them to auction. If you want to go long here, you catch it there. Most likely there's going to be an inflection here, some kind of reaction to the market. If they hop over it, then you have something like this here at the 90. And this 13 points is going to be pretty hectic, in my opinion, the way they're going to trade. Once they get in here, you can catch this move. And then you're watching to see if we get this liquidity. And if you do, then you're hitting the September epoch here, which is 45.15. I think, that a relatively good target would be the you auctioned kind of 84, 44, 84. So that would be a really, really good target for the market. Okay. So I'm just going to delete all my scramblings here, and then we're going to look at the weekly. But as of right now, on monthly, are we in balance? We're definitely out of the balance, right? I mean, we're starting the first day of the month tomorrow, but we finished the month out of the balance, which is you're seeking value. You're trying to figure out where to go now, and obviously we seek lower. So now we have to see if you're going to accept it or get back inside September. If you get back inside, then you know the drill. There's a high chance you're going to push potentially all the way to 45.15. Okay. On the weekly time frames, I'm just turning them on right now. Let's go 65 minutes. Man, this thing always drives me crazy. Okay, so here's your weekly, right? I would definitely, and you see this weekly level here is this area that I highlighted. If somebody's willing to trade inside of it, man, be my guest, right? Because this is a pretty dangerous level here. Previous week value area high, you have PD value area high, June value area low. So there's a lot of different time frame participants. Does that make sense to everyone? If you're new, if not, does that click for everyone? Any questions? Everybody's clear on that? Okay, that's great. Then this is your bounce zone tomorrow. If they're able to push this towards 26, 23, I would expect that they're going to bounce here. And we'll confirm it like with this run up here as well. But this would be a potentially good bounce zone. What's another level you guys should have on your chart? Anyone? And besides these levels, is there any other level?
43.15.
43.15 should be on your chart still. And you see that you basically you're getting this range, and then you get like these tough little zones for a bounce. 08 to 12 becomes a zone as well because it's your previous week value area low. So you almost have nice little demand zones created, right? And I think we might have some really, really good setups for trading this week. There's a lot of speakers. I don't even know the schedule. I think there's at least, if I remember, where's the calendar? The calendar gone? No. I don't know. Calendar disappeared somehow from here. Okay. If somebody has the schedule, I'm pretty sure like it is insane tomorrow. I just don't have it right now. I'll find it. I read it today and I was just shocked. I mean, Jay Powell speaking. There's another Harker, I believe, is speaking. There's a lot. So if somebody has it, if you guys want to post it, thanks, Kisan. And I'm expecting that this is going to be still in balance here. They might peak like they did here. I'm actually short as we speak here right now. So let's see. If we are able to crack that 57, go above, ideally we want to clear the 71 and look for a dump, not a dump, but necessarily a pullback. Let them pull back to our level and then we look for opportunity to go long. Okay. So weekly low, previous week value area highs here. I'll make this smaller so it can fit in somehow here, or change this guy to the bottom. Change guy to the bottom. Okay, so now you guys can see why this level is fairly important. There's a lot going on, different time frame. If they're able to crack this, I would say that they're most likely going to be heading all the way to 43.77. Okay, and if you guys look at your sell-off, right, basically if you take your top to low here and you look, your sell-off value area low is right here. So you have a lot of congestion here, and you guys see where we rejected even this level here. This is stacked. When you see stacked levels, you really want to be cautious trading inside here because you can get these, kind of hectic candles coming down. So I'll be really, 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 cautious trading it. Okay. Let's see. And now we go back to our 30, just to kind of see where we are. We closed in balance, I would say, on the weekly, right? Here's your weekly balance high right here. So you're in balance right now, even though people might think, hey, we're exploring. Well, I mean, you're just in balance. You haven't broken the weekly, and then the monthly, you close outside the balance, but you're still framing down on the monthly candles. So if you look at your monthly candles here, you have a lower high and what? Lower low. And you see what's stopping us pretty much. 42.69 is the level. If you clear it, you have a lot more down space to open up, and then you're most likely hitting 4,200. 42.20 is the 2022 value area high, so I would definitely have that on my levels if I was you guys. Then we'll look at this SVP here, if it lets me. Huh. Well, Nesty, my PV, yeah, I'm looking what you're seeing there. My PD POC is on the bottom, not at the top. Let me see what you have for inputs. I have 68, row size should be 100. Let's see, there goes, change the PD POC. Trying to catch this little line. So I guess this is a VPOC now. 4360, yeah. Value area high, 4370. I actually prefer it on 75 in this case. Let me just check.
Shorty, I realized too, it also changes drastically. If you put it on regular trade hours versus ETH for this
Yeah, I use.
profile, especially.
Oh, is it? How's the distribution?
Yeah, like it. I figured that it should stay about the same if there's not that much volume traded in pre-market,
Yeah,
but it changed, like it flips.
yeah. Honestly, when you have a double distribution like we did here, I mean, look at the volume profiles. I mean, just use your judgment, right? I would say both of these, I mean, just look, they're very close in volume. You have this high
Mhm.
volume node, you have this volume node. Doesn't matter where my PD POC in this case is, probably not. When I trade B-shaped profiles, as you guys know, what do I care for?
Or to choose a direction.
Yeah, you got to choose a direction. You got to hop over this volume node. If you do, that's a different story. If you hop below this volume node, let's say you clear this, 23 area, maybe a little bit below in this case, right? I'll most likely target probably the PD val in here just because this volume node's thick. And then on the bottom here, you have this level here as well at 43.15, which happens to be a 2x POC, right? I wasn't going to get there yet, but so if you look here, this is a 2x POC at this level. So these levels will act most likely like little magnets to push, but I mean, I know it's different, right? But relatively, this one should not change much. And when you have a double distribution days, it can shift the POC up and down, but I don't think on many other days it will shift drastically, but that's just my opinion. So, and it seems like, I mean, there's a lot of volume, a lot of time spent here compared to this session here. So I'll stick with this one now. But right now, if you guys look, you really have to crack below this 43.43 in order for to see some down, right? To pull back, which happens to be session POC as well. But we're at a big level here. I'm just watching, see how you react. And that's how I will trade it and treat it, right? But they can push this definitely a little bit higher now, 43.54. So, but I'm short either way. Okay. Any questions so far? So we're still in balance on the daily. We're framing up on a daily, monthly, weekly. We're framing down. We haven't really broken much balance, right? And if you guys look at the other profiles here, if you just kind of zoom out, I'm just gonna hide this guy here for a second. If you guys zoom out, we're framing down, value area lows are shifting, and then you get an overlap here with double X POC, which happens to be that 14 level, right? The 14, 15 level that we have, and we've struggled. So if you really, if you really want to auction lower, you have to crack through the 43.15. If you want to see bias going down, and in this case, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-day POC. Let's go on 65 minutes here. Is somewhere around 43.15. So you really cannot have this level on your charts. I would say this is a fairly important level to keep on your charts, and I would expect a bounce to be there at either way. So this here is going to be crucial for the market. On the bear side, I would want to see us auction below, I would say probably 43.0605. Ideally, if you lose this previous week while you're low, there could be different initiative sellers coming in, and we could lose that. But for now, as soon as you lose 43.15, expect to see a little bit of drop here. But look at this. You have 2x POC, not 2C POC. So if below 43.15, it's really dangerous immediately to short like it was maybe a few days back before they built this volume here. So for me, I would want to see us successfully auction below the previous week value area low, or even if you think about it, your first 4-day sigma low is at 43.065. I don't think you would lose much by waiting, to lose this little box here and then short below, and that would be the ideal scenario for myself to go short. That's on a breakdown. I'm talking more if you're in balance like we are. This is not a bad short. I mean, I took a short when I was just moments ago. Not a bad level. They could potentially, drop this to 44. I would watch this level. If they crack that, then things change up. They do have this volume node where they pretty much opened up, right? So if you guys look where they opened up, there's a little distribution here and they magically just opened above it. So if they fall back inside of it, they're just going to fill the space pretty much all the way down here. And let's see what they do, okay? So any questions on this one? Seems like everybody's getting it.
No.
In terms of, if you guys look at these, footprint charts, if you kind of zoom in here, what's the level y'all be watching here?
Right around 4350-ish.
Okay. Why 43.50?
Or actually, I'm sorry, 43.40.
Okay. This is gonna be a technical bounce here tonight.
Right there,
You guys
okay.
you guys are gonna get a bounce here. So if you're trading overnight, I would definitely watch this low level here. And I'll just do something here. Okay, so I would definitely watch this, right? And even if you change this a little bit to be on a cluster, increase the tick size here just a tad bit so you can actually see some candles. Prefer mine at 3-ish. It's not necessarily the biggest delta on that level here. So the POC shifted up. But if you look at this buyer here on 30 minutes, right? So you have a completed auction right now. So naturally, it's okay for them to auction lower. I just hate these colors that I selected. It's natural that they're going to auction back a little bit. And if they break this POC, I would say most likely, it seems like 43 would be a good level. I prefer to hit at the bottom because that's where the buyers are. Right here. And then if you guys scroll down a little bit more, 43.27 is actually much better level to go. Can anyone see why? Why would this be level much better to go than this one here?
Massive delta there.
You're playing with real buyers. All this crap here, this is after hours. It's going to come back tonight here. If you guys just zoom out a little bit, look now. And then, whoa, what do you guys know about this level? Wow, first time. 43.15, right? So losing this level here, what is this, 25-ish? You're most likely going to be coming back to the level right here, and you're going to be testing this guy right here. So you have 43.25, I would say, and this is most likely going to be a bounce right here in this area right here. And if I increase this tick size here, it's a high chance that we're going to see a little bit bigger right there. There's a 2H and so that level right here, 27 to 25.50, I would definitely watch that. This would be the level of interest for me tonight or whatnot. Whenever it happens, they can bounce it here at 35. If you guys even recall, Friday we had 35, 25, and 15. It was almost like increments of 10, if you guys recall, when we were trading live. So it's the same concept. Since nothing much changed, it really no change in the levels. And if you scroll to the left, what do you guys see? Let's say, what do you see here?
Aggressive sellers.
Yeah, aggressive sellers with a decent delta, right? Then you see some buyers stepping in. They're unable to take these sellers out, right? This guy here that got trapped on the buy side, it really got demolished for the rest of the day right here. So now if you look at this price action right here, you zoom out and you just look at this delta, for instance, what this candle at 10 o'clock, this should be a candle of interest and there's going to be a delta here that you're interested in. So if you guys look, and I'm just going to increase this for a moment. Oh man, my son just scared me. He started snoring. He didn't want to go to sleep in his room. So now if you guys look, I mean, just look at the volume here at this level here. And you're talking about, what is this contract? About 100 contracts, 100,000 contracts traded here at this 43.64. So I would definitely pay attention to it, because even if you zoom out a little bit more, after hours, it's still increasing that level, the 64 level. So, and you see, let me just zoom out here. We're kind of trying to climb there right now, right? We're trying to get there. I wouldn't be shocked if we push this now to, what is this, 56, 55. And then they just kind of short squeeze all the way to the top. I would watch this for overnight at 63 level or so, just to see what happens at that level, okay? And then you could also just simply take this, change it to delta here, and let's see what happens when they come to this area right here, right? What is this, 43? I hate this color scheme. Right at 43.60. When we arrive there, you'll see what happens, right? Then you see a massive green delta here showing up at 43.48, just off this run up from, I guess, 9:29 midnight all the way now. And then you see the levels that we just mentioned for a potential bounce is huge here. And then we know about this level. This is a weekly levels on the delta, and this is just this period that I selected. Okay. And I think we covered it right last time. So if you guys look at the daily on ES here, you guys should see some stuff that was happening. You guys recall when we were going down, I gave you guys a warning that something was off in the market, that we were really not selling aggressively. And then we, again, had POCs right at the level that we are aware of, 43.15. So candle POCs are showing up there. But then if you look for aggressiveness on sellers, just pay attention where they are, right? I mentioned this level earlier, right? And let me just change this so you guys can see it actually better. So now pay attention to this. You guys see this?
Yep.
Yeah, I would make sure that I have this on my charts, especially the first three here. I would definitely make sure I have this zone, the first zone here, on my charts, because there's a high chance we're going to get there tonight, tomorrow. That's only 15, 16 points away. As you guys know, that's a little short squeeze, run stop, and they're going to push it. Before we get there, there was aggressive sellers that came in. So it seems like somebody really got stopped here, and then they ran it here, right? It seems like they started selling, and then they basically trapped these people, and then they ran it all the way high. But let's see what happens now. If they're able to successfully hop over this level, which is a new level for you guys, right? 43.56. I was being sarcastic, right? And you guys half asleep. So if you guys look at this level here, what is that level? The zone is 43.56. If you're able to auction successfully over that, there's a high chance that we're potentially going to go all the way to 43.66. That's 10 points overnight. I don't think that's a bad trade. You can make a decent amount of money on it. Okay. Losing this POC tonight, I would expect all the way, to hit those levels that me mentioned. It was about 43.27 or so right here. And then you have some major support here at 35. I guess 26, 25, and then you have the 15 level. But this is huge here. This 15 level gets broken, we're going to dump pretty hard. You will need a lot of initiative sellers to drive through that, because if you look at the delta, it's growing. The volume is still growing here. The only thing that this one is odd, why is this a weird candle here? I guess Friday, right? Why is that an anomaly a little bit?
A lot of volume and low delta.
Well, they pushed it to the highs on 2000 delta. That tells you most likely there was an offload from this POC right here, that somebody was really, really waiting here and looking to sell off, and look where they came. They came right to it, and they sold off from this POC here. They're not able to break that, right? So 43.71, if this is able to break, what happens? Well, let's take a look. If we said, if this breaks, right, we have 43.77, I would not trade specifically in this level. But if you're able to auction 43.7, which is in this case PD value area high, I'd be a little cautious, right? Hey, something's off. Let's make sure that we are. I'm sorry, I'm shifting PD value area high because it's no longer there. But this is your PDH worst case, right? Same level, 71. If you're able to break that, they're able to take previous day high. If you shift to 100 rows, it's previous day value high, that's a bullish sign, right? That's being above POC itself is bullish. Until you break this double distribution day high volume node up or down, you're really neutral inside here. So now it's important what they do in the next couple of minutes. If they're able to crack this and go higher, then you can definitely go long and potentially catch something if they set up a nice bounce for you to take it longer. But they got to hold this. And if you guys look at this 1, 2, 3, 4 day balance, pay attention to the volume nodes that you're seeing here, right? You see this volume node, it's pretty big here. We should make sure. And we are above the 2 sig, so most likely it's going to be 2 sig here. That's on the top. It's right here at 43.70. So I'd be cautious as we come up here in this range. I wouldn't be too excited for long until we break this rundown value area low. Then you see the PDH as well, and then September value area low. So you could potentially play this, but it's really, really risky on the long side. Your reward is not here at the moment. I would let them auction, let them do the price discovery for you, and let's see how they react. Because this is a gap up right now, right? They're gapping a little bit above here. Okay. Is there any questions? No questions. That's great. And for all the people that play patterns, it's definitely a bear flag here. It's a good looking bear flag on daily, or whatever you trade daily, 4 hours. It's a good looking bear trap still. You're still making lower highs. Have you made the change of character on a daily yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay. Yeah. So if you haven't changed the character, there's no reason yet to be bullish at the moment. Until I don't see a reason to be buying puts just yet. Let them get more excited. Let them see, hopefully break September value area low, get inside, and then we'll see how they respond to this huge volume node that can be probably a POC if you shift your row size a little bit. Like if you make it 100, I'm pretty sure potentially this would shift down. Let's see. No, but it's very close. I mean, the POC is really, really up there. And then you have this huge volume node here. So I'll definitely watch this level. I'm pretty sure, was it 3-month POC here? I think it was a 3-month POC, excluding the last month that we had. So I'll definitely watch this, see how they react. If they get over this, then we know they're going 45.15. Really high odds of 43.84, 45.15 to be claimed within a couple of weeks. Okay. Q4 is usually when bankers look for their bonuses for year end because they got to go fly to Switzerland for skiing trips. Okay. Any questions? Okay, just a few updates. I did schedule a class for next Saturday. I'm adding those slides that I mentioned to you guys about the trading setup, so you guys will have a little bit more visibility on the setups, whether it's footprints or it's a the absorption is a high volume node setup, accumulation setup, so you guys know kind of what to look for and pick, and you guys can name them quickly. So I'm setting that up and it should be done by Saturday. So in the class we'll have that. And I added a few more slides on just the mental side of the game, because a lot of you guys are getting the technical stuff, but you're fighting your own demons, right, yourself. Once you're able to successfully clean that up, I think the light bulb comes and switches on. A lot of you guys have improved the technical knowledge of charting. Free is getting better. There's a lot of new folks that joined, and they're understanding how we look at the things and how the value and how everything is shifting, moving. How do you play? Whether it's 80%, I think the improvement's there, but a lot of you guys have to start treating this, I would say, more like a whether if you have a job W2 now and you want to become professional, you have to treat it now and identify yourself as a trader, so you can that way you set the guidelines and the rules and the principles of your trading as serious as a job. A lot of you guys just trade it, and especially if you're using funded accounts, you guys lose the respect for the money, and you guys are up $1,000, $2,000, and then you get a little wild, and then you lose that, and then in your mind you're like, man, I'll just buy a new account, and you guys struggle through that because you're basically digging a hole to go deeper into the old habits, and those habits get engraved deeper and deeper because you're like, man, I'll just fund a new account, fund a new account, fund a new account. Once you guys fund all these accounts, I mean, you're still wasting a lot of capital you could be using for playing one MES on real money, right? Or one NQ and learning the system and the concept, even if you're making $10 a day, even if you're breaking even, including your commissions, right? You have the ability to learn. Do not focus on your gains so much. Focus on the concept of learning before you really start increasing your size or whatnot. Because a lot of you guys go from, you know, one contract to 10 in 2 weeks sometimes. And I'm like, well, I don't know how you guys did that, right? It's impossible to do that because if you guys understood how much 10 contracts is in notional value, you wouldn't be doing that. If you weren't on margin, you would really understand how much cash is needed to trade futures. Right?
Shorty,
Yep.
Can you check my DM before you finish really quick?
Sure, I'll check in a second. And if you guys, I don't know if you're on YouTube or not, we do have the Discord open. We're gonna have 25 people, 25 spots open. So basically, just a little bit about the Discord we cover. I trade volume, I trade market profile, and footprints, right? And I mean, I would say I have the orbs. I understand the balances, which are part of our trading. We cover a lot during the class, right? And then once you identify yourself as a strategy that you like, that you prefer, I can't tell you what to trade. Nobody can tell you. If you copy somebody's trading style, you're not going to go far. You're going to have to come in, look at the knowledge, and then you make your own. You tweak it. If you want to use RSI, MACD in a relationship with volume profile, be it, right? Market generates information, a lot of information during the day. It's up to you as a trader. Do you use lagging or real-time market information to make trades and confluences? I would say 99% of our Discord is on market-generated information instead of RSI, MACD. I know one guy that uses Chimoku clouds in the Discord in relationship to volume profile. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but you're going to have to define that strategy for yourself. I help you with the education, with the understanding, explanations, but it's really, really up to you guys to make your own. Because if you copy somebody, anything you're doing, you're just not going to be as good until you truly understand it. So if you're, I would say even if you're fairly new to trading, we do offer good classes, and I would say we have a lot of people in the Discord that are willing to help. And I devote my time to some of you guys with one-on-ones as well, and I do not charge you guys for any one-on-ones. You guys get those free as long as I see that you're progressing and willing to put the process and time in, because you guys are taking time from me, and that's the only time I always tell you guys I can't buy back. I get with you guys during the night when my kids are asleep, so I make sure that it's not impacting them in my schedule. But when I trade live, I was gonna trade live whether you guys are there or not. I was gonna be trading, right? So if you guys are interested in joining, you guys have probably the best date to join is October 1st, because the way the billing is done on Patreon is a little weird. It does it on the 1st of the month, so if you join now, you really get a first month. And even if you join for the class itself, I think it might be worth your time. Okay. Any questions, comments from anyone?
I say do it. Join.
Thanks,
I'm sorry?
Shorty.
Hey, I just want to pipe in here for a second that I've been a member of several Discords, and as far as education, this is the best. And the other thing that makes this a great Discord is you're held accountable. There's a lot of people to help you, but there's a lot of accountability involved. There's people that will hold you accountable to what you're trying to do. And from my personal perspective, I came in, and I'm a very deliberate person. It takes me a while to make a decision. So the day trading, buying options has been a struggle for me. So based on my personality, I switched to selling options spreads, which is a little bit more forgiving and helps me, make money while still, perfecting what I'm trying to do. And, I went from making, $100 a week on $1,000 investment or $1,000 portfolio to, I'm up almost to 4,000 now, and I'm making about $500 a week just from the learning process. And that, based on my personality, I put together something that works to my personality, based on the materials that are provided by Shorty and the team. So, say enough about this group. Great group. And if you're on the fence, hopefully that pushes you over.
That's
Well,
awesome,
thank
Scott.
you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Yeah, keep it up.
Scott, I would say you've been here 4 and 5 months, if I remember. I can check.
It's been almost a year now. Last year, and then I spent the kind of time trying to educate myself, and I could never nail down the buying of options. So I was like, okay, I got to slow this down because I can read the indicators and where to get in, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to wait for that next tick. I'm going to wait for that next tick, and then I'd miss it, and then I'd chase. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta figure something else out. So then I went to selling options, and that's been helpful to me to get back to the buying side, because I think buying is more lucrative than selling. Selling provides you kind of a steady stream of income, but buying provides you more opportunities and greater potential. Yeah, so I'm still perfecting what I'm trying to do, but it's working out great now, and I can't say enough about this group again.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and to be honest, I did not ask anyone to comment or give any feedback here. This is just people in the room, and I'm fairly honest with people. If you guys have bad feedback, I take it. I'll take criticism as good as good words, right? So if you guys have bad to say, I'm by all means open. Say it. I'm not going to defend it. I'll just see what I can do better as a teacher, right? I never blame it on the students. I usually will take that to myself. So if you guys are struggling, you guys know I'm usually reachable for most of you guys, and usually hold one-on-ones with you guys off hours to make sure you guys are on the right track or stepping in the right track. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll be trading live. I think, Drew, you're going to be on too. So both of us are going to be on. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'll be on.
we're done by 9:35, so you can get the day back. All right, guys. Well, thank you. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Shorty.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.